What's up, your boy? For another reaction in today's video, we have the beauty of Clash at the Castle 2022 by Wake Up Noah. Make sure it comes to subscribe. Let's get into it. Ain't this the one where Drew McIntyre faced Roman Reigns?
The
Roman
United
Reigns won.
Kingdom is a true art form. Countless huge names and great talents have come from the land of the people who lost the Revolutionary War. Some of the stars from the scene have gone on to be some of the biggest names in the world, such as Walter,
Neville, he wasted potential.
Gunther, Drew McIntyre, Will Ospreay, and
Take back the title. I never lost it yet.
Famous. Not to mention the underrated names on the national stage, such as Pete Dunne, Tyler Bates, Kyle Fletcher, and even feminist hero
Ain't Kyle Fletcher from Australia? I thought that nigga was from Australia.
Kit Wilson, alongside his pretty deadly tag partner, Elton Prince. UK catch wrestling, while I'm not the most familiar, is one of the most important and beautiful forms of professional wrestling. The beauty of some people just beating up other people is just so nice, and I love when crazy fucks just fight, man. When it comes to mainstream wrestling in the United Kingdom, we obviously know the tale of WWE NXT UK and that little brand that they had there. It was one of the most controversial decisions from WWE.
What the fuck? That was Gunther again? Well, Walter? What the fuck? Fucking. Oh my god, y'all. You lord? You got lord.
Ever, and that led to an overall decline for the UK scene. They're currently trying to revive themselves and are doing a pretty good job. Bang! Bang! Sosa! Sosa! Let's fucking go, man. Shout out Ricky Sosa, man. When it comes to the dreaded E, they've held a fair number of big events in the UK, and especially recently. For 20 years, WWE had not hosted a major event in the UK, and for 30 years, they hadn't hosted a stadium show there. The last major event in the UK that WWE hosted was in 2003 with that year's installment of Insurrection. The SummerSlam 1992 show was the only stadium WWE show in the UK for 30 years. And on the topic of stadium WWE shows in the United Kingdom and the current climate, that has changed. In 2022, WWE hosted a stadium show in Cardiff, Wales. Wales, for those unfamiliar, is a country in the United Kingdom, and Cardiff is the 11th biggest city in the UK. It made some sense for WWE to come to them for a huge stadium show due to this, and they most definitely reaped the benefits. In today's video, we'll take a look at this Cardiff show in a sort of retrospective and appreciate the beauty of it. So, in that case, welcome all to the beauty of Clash at the Castle 2022. Segway time! Hey! If you're not ball hog, then die! Hello. Action. We got a lot of support on the last video, and there's a lot more traffic in this channel.
Triple H.
Than there was beforehand. So I just want to take time to say this right now. Thank you. I appreciate all the love and the support recently, and I even appreciate a lot of the hate that I got. There were some certain comments on that video that made me...
I don't know why y'all complain, calling Vince a bad guy. Y'all act like if we weren't in Vince's position, we would all do the same thing. What? Get him out of here, coach. Gang. Vince McMahon got fans in 2026 game. If you calling for Vince to be back in WWE, you need to be off of this earth, my nigga. Like, that nigga's a horrible person. Y'all forgot what he did, bro? Like, it's genuine niggas calling for Vince to come back. Like, what the fuck?
Sanity of individuals.
Nigga said if we was in the position, we would all do the same thing. No.
But that's neither here nor there. I also love responding to really long comments with just opposite here, because this was a very good show that was kind of completely from Triple H. And it's shows like these that make me question why the fuck does the product suck right now. But anywho, we're just gonna talk about it because I really like it, and I feel like making a really positive video because I'm in a very jolly old mood. I'm always a happy camper, so yeah, let's just go ahead and get into it. We're gonna rip that rubber right the fuck off, and we're going to talk about the current climate that we were in back when this show took place. The year of 2022 is perhaps the strangest year in WWE history, and maybe even wrestling history in general. The creative power struggle between Vince and Triple H, and the whole Vince leaving, coming back.
Like, just look at that fucking mustache. Like, Nigga, look, oh my god.
and then leaving and then whatever saga overall led to a change that's hard to truly define with just one word. With the lawsuits and continuous pile of new shit every single day, it felt like there was a new news story that formed at the drop of a dime. The landscape of WWE was also in a shift. From a talent standpoint, with new names and faces being developed and dropped into the mix at, again, what felt like a drop of a dime, prominent faces still being there while others were being phased out, and even more coming in and being looked at in a different light, and it was just all really strange and interesting. At this point, you have Roman Reigns in the Bloodline faction as the face of the company, and Cody had just returned but was out with an injury. Brock had just got shoveled away. CM Punk was still getting into hot water in AEW. Gunther was starting his record-breaking
CM Punk low-key a dickhead outside the ring. I ain't gonna lie.
Intercontinental
That nigga always got into it with niggas backstage and shit. Like,
title reign. Austin Theory was just a theory, a game theory, and the Money in the Bank holder and getting semi-pushed. Damage Control had just been founded. The Judgment Day were starting out and weren't completely stale, and a bunch.
I haven't watched the full WWE show since 2019. Now I just watch the recaps from CJack, so I really don't remember 2022 wrestling. I don't, and I don't really give a fuck.
Bunch more. The exact moment we're talking about saw Triple H at the helm of the creative. This was around the time I also started watching wrestling again, so a little bit of this may be biased since it's so important and lovely to me and my blue eyes. Today, as we've mentioned a few times already, we're going to be talking about the Clash at the Castle 2022 in Cardiff, Wales. Since Vince was being phased out, a lot of what he was still doing and a lot of what was going on was still his doing. But yeah, fuck Vince McMahon's predator ass, by the way.
We do not support that nigga.
It's hard to see who to give credit for like these storylines to, so I'll keep my mouth shut here. But holy shit, these were almost all cinematic masterpieces in a wrestling lens. For starters, this is right in the dead center of the Bloodline story, and Roman is the most polarizing wrestler in the business. And we're in the UK where Drew McIntyre cut his teeth. These two being matched up with each other in this exact moment, on this exact show, is just chef's kiss. And no one needs any introduction to the Bloodline story because, hell, it's still going on to this day and might just be something that never ends. There's always something
bloodline rules
new that you can come up with between anybody in the fucking bloodline, and in general, it just won't ever end, I think. Like, it's so crazy. And Drew being the poster boy for this show is just so beautiful. I'm also just a Drew McIntyre fucking dick rider, so there's that. And
yeah, I fuck with Drew, but I ain't no dick rider. But it's wrong they took that title off that nigga. I can't stand Cody Rhodes. Nothing about Cody Rhodes is. The only thing I like about Cody Rhodes is his jackets, my nigga. The tracksuit shit and his logo. But bro,
to move on a little bit here,
I don't find nothing cool about Cody Rhodes, but his promos. I don't know no iconic Cody Rhodes promos. I don't really know no legendary Cody Rhodes matches. I never dived into his match discography. Like,
biggest women's story in the company at the time was
that is not interesting to me.
That of the arrival of Damage Control, when Bayley, Io Sky, and Dakota Kai were on a tear. Not really, but like kind of. Their entire goal in this moment was torturing Bianca Belair and dominating the women's tag team scene at the time, even if that meant going through Asuka and Alexa Bliss. All 6 of those women I just mentioned competed in a 6-woman tag match to open the show as well. And to be honest, you can't get more poetic than that opener. To move over to the greatest Intercontinental Championship reign of all time, that of Gunther's, he had an absolute banger of a story being told in it.
Yeah, don't say that shit, bro. Talking about some Gunther, the greatest international champion, intercontinental champion. No, in my opinion, the greatest IC champion is Dolph Ziggler. Dodo Ziggler.
Rivalry.
Gunther, another nigga. He sucked, bro.
Against Sheamus, which was more broad and included the Brawling Brutes and the rest of them.
Gunther, another boring nigga. Nothing about him is interesting or fire to me. Oh my gosh, Gunther, like that nigga sucked, bro.
As well. In my opinion, there is no form of wrestling better than 2 people just beating the fuck out of each other for like 20 minutes. So I love this. I love this story and I love everything about it. Like, the story itself was so nice too.
That's all Gunther could do. The nigga don't got no The nigga don't got no wrestling bag. Like,
because it didn't need to be
nigga do choke holds and shit in the ring.
cute. It was Sheamus chasing the one thing that eluded him, and the person that was holding that thing happened to be the gatekeeper that was unwilling to lease out the key to the title. On this show, we also saw Liv Morgan versus Shayna Baszler, which wasn't too great, but the story itself of Liv trying to prove that she belongs was quite nice in my opinion. Liv was a far way away from where she is now as a worker and a storyteller, but this era of her was needed for her overarching character development of the Liv Morgan character. It's all about Liv getting ready for Ronda Rousey and just trying to prove that she is on her level, and overall just trying to
that was when this nigga Leon was the champion, bro. He had shot D.
prove that she belongs in the main event scene. And to continue, on this show we also had the Judgment Day feuding with Rey and Edge, and we'll focus on this one a little deeper in a little bit, but this story in itself led to one of the best heels and heat magnets of the modern era. The final story we'll talk about is that of the infamous woman respecter Matt Riddle and the
Matt fucking. They said this nigga do OnlyFans now, gang. Show his cock and shit. I don't know if that's true. Nah, I ain't looking.
Seth Rollins. This story, for how much shit I and everyone else gives Riddle, was fucking phenomenal. That's not an AJ Styles reference. The build up to it with the sit down angle, the manipulation and mind games played by Seth Rollins, the emotion Riddle put into everything here, it just all fits so well, and as we'll talk about later, the match fucking banged too. The thing about this show is that every story felt unique and every story felt like it mattered. Nothing was filler, and the majority of everything we saw on TV building up to it was on this card. If only we did that these days, huh? A large portion, and when I mean a large portion of the beauty is in this build. But let's still talk about the majority of its beauty, the actual show itself. What an event, man. This was the first time WWE had a stadium show in the UK in 30 years, and WWE's first major show in the UK since Insurrection in 2003, as we alluded to earlier. This show had a vibe that, in my opinion, has been unmatched since. The only show I can even consider as close to it was either Backlash in Lyon, France, or WrestleMania 40. This show, as we also mentioned earlier, has 6 matches and they're all spaced out really well. The card in order is Damage Control versus Bianca Belair, Asuka, and Alexa Bliss, Sheamus versus Gunther for the Intercontinental Championship, Liv Morgan versus Shayna Baszler for the SmackDown Women's Championship, Finn Balor and Damian Priest versus Rey Mysterio and Edge, with Dom at ringside, that'll come into play later, Matt Riddle versus Seth Rollins, and the main events of Roman Reigns versus Drew McIntyre for the undisputed WWE Championship. And let me just say, so fucking beautiful. I'm saying that word so much, it reminds me of any conversation I have with my girlfriend. And let's go ahead and just, again, rip the rubber right off. The poetic nature of starting with the 6 women, seeing the history of women's wrestling in the United Kingdom, it was just so...
I don't have no problem with women's wrestlers. I never cared about women's wrestling. I never watched women's wrestlers. I had a crush on AJ Lee and Paige, and that was it. I never watched the matches.
So poetic.
I used to switch the channel. I never give a fuck about women wrestling.
And so nice. And the commentators added a nice touch during the entrances. It truly set the stage for what this show was. The match itself was quite good, a little clunky at times, I will admit, but a really good opener to continue to build the Damage Control storyline. The crowd was into it, but to be fair, they were into the whole show, and something just felt like every single match was floating. I don't really remember a whole lot about this match, but I do remember that Damage Control picked up the win. The KOD finish was also really cool, the reversal and just them all teaming up on Bianca. It just kind of told a nice story about how Bianca is just against everybody. It was just a nice opener that set a good tone for the rest of the show. It didn't do too much, but it also didn't do too little, so it was just a perfect intermediate opener. The match of the night for me, though, as we go on here, was Sheamus versus Gunther. Oh fucking boy, if you've never seen
them niggas just slapping each chest and punching on each other.
In this match, you have to go watch it. It's free on YouTube if you're interested, and I promise you that you will not regret it. I put every single fucking dollar in my bank account.
I'm good, bro.
That you will not regret watching this match. The overall hatred that is felt in this contest between the stables involved is something that I find beautiful. The introduction of Imperium by Kaiser was awesome, and the opening scene was unbelievable. The shot of Sheamus and Gunther standing there in the midst of the chaos is the definition of aura. It's so hard to create this type of moment, but it's just so gorgeous. The brutality of this match is also on another level, and if y'all are on the side of those who just randomly switched on Gunther and ask what it is that WWE sees in him, this shit is what they see in him, Moose. They see a real deal hooper in a professional wrestling sense, and Sheamus deserves just as much credit as well. As we said earlier, Sheamus is chasing the last accomplishment he has not reached, but he's facing the unstoppable champion that
Sheamus still wrestle, my nigga. Like, where's bro at? Like, bro retired?
beats people up for fun. The match itself was two dudes who just love to beat the hell out of each other, beating the hell out of each other. It's so fun.
I still won't hit a nigga with a boot kick, like,
bro. The shots of Sheamus' chest throughout the match are mortifying and show just how brutal this contest truly is. The famous picture of Sheamus after the match too was crazy as hell, and I love it, and I love this match so much. Everything to do with Gunther and Sheamus has a special place in my heart.
so basically these niggas was just slapping their chest hard as fuck.
Is
Punching.
This is a rivalry and match that I believe is unbelievable unless you see it with your own too. And then we kind of go to, you know, a dip down in quality, but it's not bad by any means. The Liv Morgan and Shayna match, in my opinion, was probably the worst on this show, but it told a good story. The scrappy Liv Morgan not giving up against a legit badass bully in Shayna Baszler. She just wanted to hurt her and prove that she didn't belong, and Liv, on the contrary, wanted to prove that she did indeed belong, as we said earlier. Again, we love to repeat ourselves on this channel. This match showed a lot of Liv's character development and progression as a worker and storyteller. Both workers worked the arm a lot, and a lot of submissions were used throughout the course of this thing. It was an alright match and a solid mid-card match, and the fact that this was the worst match on the card shows that this is a very quality show and worth the branding of a quote-unquote premium live event. I fucking hate that, by the way. Just call it a pay-per-view, asshole. Just call it a pay-per-view. That's what the fuck it is. The next match's actual match quality did not matter in the slightest, although it was quite good because you see the workers involved. Edge and Rey versus the Judgment Day. And if you're familiar with this match, you know the very huge and significant moment that happened at this show. Edge became a luchador and also hit a 619. Nah. Kidding, but while that did happen, the biggest moment this match is known for, that guy has a small...
Adam Copeland, Edge, why is you still wrestling, gang? Like, I still see this nigga still on EW, gang. Fries, bro, give it up. That match against you and John Moxley was horrible. Horrible, my nigga. Fries. For real.
Fucking dick. Asshole, bro. Stop revving your fucking engine. Oh my god! Anyways, let's try again. While that did happen, the big moment this match is known for is the heel turn of Dominic Mysterio, which resulted in the biggest heat magnet of the 2020s by WWE's standards. Fuck you. What the fuck? What the fuck? We're just going back and forth. What the fuck? So there's two people with microscopic penises?
Dominic Mysterio, I don't know how to feel about that nigga too. Dominic Mysterio just look like Peso Puma, like he just seemed like a chill guy. I don't know.
Anyways,
I never watched the Dominic Mysterio match.
Edge and Rey beat the Judgment Day, which really didn't make sense to me then, and truth be told, still doesn't. If you're going to, like, do the turn, why would Dom help them? I don't know, man, but anyways, he turned heel and kicked Edge in the balls and gave Rey a smack that rang some sonic rings out of him and made him reconsider his decision of conceiving him. To think that this moment, at least to me, is like the third most iconic thing on this show, fucking crazy. It's literally the second biggest heel turn of the 2020s behind Cena's. That again proves the magnitude of this event and how this event like actually fucking mattered. Shit on this show actually mattered. And
yeah, you just said Dominic Mysterio had the biggest heel turn since John Cena. Heel turn? What
to
game?
move actually fucking matters. That it's to me is like the third most iconic thing on this show. It's fucking crazy. It's literally the second biggest heel turn of the 2020s behind Cena's. That again.
Hey, bro, I wasn't watching this shit, so I don't fucking know.
Improves the actual show, quote unquote, freaking Rollins, or as I like to call him, Seth Rollins. Man, it sucks how good Matt Riddle is, and it also sucks how much of a fucking idiot he is. This match was very good, and it played off the story.
Yeah, I think I can't take a nigga serious who wrestle bare feet Like, and this nigga painting his nails. Like, I can't take this nigga serious as a wrestler.
So well. The emotion in this match was second to only the main event. Riddle played the part of the very mad babyface who was mad that the heel was fucking with him too hard really, really well. Seth played the manipulative puppeteer of mind games really well also, as he always does. A lot of really big impact moves are littered in this match, and it's awesome and adds to the intensity of the storyline. Seth would eventually win after a super stomp after telling the story that Riddle's emotions got the better of himself and he couldn't rationally beat Rollins due to them. It was really awesome, and I recommend this match just as much as I recommend the IC title match. It's so good. And now, following that match, we get into the main event, and one of the best main events of the 2020s, if we're being real. Roman Reigns versus Drew McIntyre for the WWE Undisputed Universal Championship. First off, motherfucker, the
AEW's 2020s is way better than WWE's 2020s.
Entrance of Drew is so fucking... The Broken Dreams opening and the "Oh, Drew McIntyre" chant was so perfect. It's
Gang, is you getting wet, gang?
more perfect than
you getting wet off Drew McIntyre?
Bojangles #1 with seasoned fries, that is. The overall vibe of this match really made you think, holy shit, Roman might actually lose, because he was in the midst of an unstoppable reign, but there might actually be a worthy challenger here. Roman was attempting to show
Yeah, you know that nigga Drew wasn't gonna lose, gang. Like, come on.
in this match that he could do it all
you know that nigga Drew wasn't gonna win
by himself without needing anyone or anything else to win, and for the majority of the match, that was true. He stood in his own 2 with Drew, and it was amazing. The drama and intensity of this match made it. And in terms of in-ring work, it was pretty damn good too. Drew and Roman have great chemistry, and this is just another showing of it. This match also featured the main roster debut of the future MFT leader and just funny-ass motherfucker, Solo Sikoa. It was a great way to debut him as well. This match further proved that Roman may, just may, be the greatest 2.99 kick-outer of all time. Also, while we're talking about kickouts, the way Matt Riddle kicks out be frying me, because he really just be like raising his shoulder. Like he just be, ugh, with his shoulder, but what the fuck? Anyways, Solo debuts and cost Drew the match, and we did a whole bunch of jumping around the dick there, but that's just the gist of the finish. That match specifically is what everybody remembers about this show, right? They made you remember it. This match had so much emotion filled in it, and I personally believe that's why it's so fondly looked back on. It's in a shift in time that thrived off of emotion and thrived off of a little bit of intensity with actual storytelling, because a lot of people were just getting back into it. Hearing that Vince was gone and there was a change in power and just a change in everything brought a lot of people back to WWE around this point. It's also a reason why I believe Roman should have picked Drew at Mania this year, but that's neither here nor there, because Drew could have finally gotten his win back or something. That would have made so much more fucking sense, but what do I know? I'm just an internet mark, dude. Fuck Paul. Anyways, all in all, this show is absolutely beautiful and a cinematic masterpiece through my eyes. This show is an example of a good modern-day professional wrestling pay-per-view. All of the matches were given the proper time to marinate and develop, and all of the video packages in between them got the story and point of the matches across. There really wasn't any wasted time on this show, and no filler space for advertisements that made no sense and no dragged out.
Yeah, bro, all them ads on the mat be frying me. Like, why is it a Slim Jim ad on the table, gang? That should be frying me.
Breaks. The crowd was into it the whole show, and it had a good mix of star quality and work rates. The show just worked. Something about it, as I said earlier, made every match feel like it was levitating and ascending to a different dimension. It felt like something never seen before, and it proves that they really just don't make them like they used to anymore. I watched the show with my girlfriend, her roommate, and my boy Devin. Shout out Devin. And for my girlfriend's roommate, the main event caught her eye, and she's never really cared about wrestling a day in her life. That shows you something. People who don't watch wrestling can get their eyes caught by this art form. It just needs to be done right and presented right. This show is beautiful, and I believe it's one that everyone should watch and enjoy the beauty of without getting too wrestling critique meltzery about the whole thing. It's good grabs and good entertainment from top to bottom. There's no other word to describe it. Clash at the Castle in Cardiff was beautiful and should be a blueprint on how to make a very emotional and beautiful show. That's good shit, Oos. But that's going to be the conclusion of our retrospective here, as we talked about just such a important show to me. An important show, but whatever. Thank you guys for tuning in tonight to the beauty of Clash at the...
Well, that pay-per-view was 2022, and you said that was the year you got back into wrestling. Uh, I'm not trying to sound like a hater, my nigga. Niggas still love this shit. I fuck with wrestling. It's just, I don't know. It's just these new wrestlers, but these niggas just don't got no aura. Like the wrestlers right now, who I think got the most aura, I'm gonna go Javon Evans, Obafemi, MJF. I really love Hangman Adam Page, but like that cowboy gimmick, that cowboy aesthetic, I just love that shit. That cowboy shit, fucking, and that's pretty much it, bro. I ain't gonna lie, like Cody Rhodes don't got no aura, my nigga. Like Gunther don't got no aura to me. Like I don't know.